All right, it's raining outside, it's cold, it's snowing. And you know what that's happening. I got to set up and do some testing on my equipment and see what's going on with some of it. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you what we're getting ready to do right now. Stay tuned. I'm actually going to be doing air tests. I know a lot of y'all don't like the air test, but it will give me a general idea between the three coils in the air, what they will do, how deep they will go. And a lot of people don't like air tests because the ground soil can definitely majorly affect how deep something will go. But it will affect them all the same. So that's why I'm doing one test in the same way on all of them to kind of get an idea, because the ground will actually be the same on all of them, how much it's going to affect it. So let's get out here. Let's do a quick test on each one of these and see how they do. All right, let me tell you what I'm getting ready to test out. I like to do some testing when I get a chance here. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. You know, I ended up getting all three coils for my Equinox. I got the 15-inch, I got the 6-inch, and I got the 11-inch right there. So what I'm going to do here, and I've always wondered how much difference does it make on depth with these different detectors. So these coils. So what I'm going to do now, I got it set up here where I can put the coil right in here on this little box right here. And I got my Equinox set up over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to, and I got a yardstick showing how far it is. We're going to take this $1 silver coin and see a couple different things. One thing we're going to do is see when we stop hearing the solid signal and see when we still get like a little bit of a signal on all three coils and see what the depth difference on those three things. All right, let's get started. Oh, we got everything set up here. Like I say, I got the $1 coin here, silver coin. I got Equinox set up here, and we're going to test out, for example. All right, let's see if we can adjust this down a little bit because it's kind of overdriving it, so it's a little bit lighter. I think you can see that better, can't you? Which one can you see better? Oh, you almost can see it with no light on pretty good. All right, let's leave the light off. I think it does better, actually. All right, right now, if you right up top, it would give you a 36 to 39. That's like at 8 inches right there. It's pretty consistent. But let's move out a little bit more. As you can see, I'm down here right now at about a 10. All right, let me get a little better angle here for you. Now I'm going to do it with this hand here. 8. 9. I'm still getting a good solid signal. About 10. About 10. It still gives me the 30s, which is a good solid signal. Now once I get to 11, I'm still getting hit. You can still hear it. 12, you can still hear it. 13, I'm getting just getting a little tweak. So 10, I get a solid signal. 13, I lose it. So I'm going to document that on the 11-inch coil, and then we're going to go test the other ones out. All right, stay tuned. All right, we got the 6-inch coil set up now. We're going to see how far it goes. I just want to let you know, too, I did do a factory reset on everything to make sure we're back to normal. The only thing I did was cut the volume up to 25, and we're using the Park 1 mode. Doesn't really matter. We're just doing a little test here. And I know we're doing an air test, and nobody likes air tests. As soon as you get into some heavy mineralized soil, it's going to change it dramatically. It could go down to 4 inches. It doesn't, I don't know. But this does give you a reference point. Anyways, they're all three air tests. So once you introduce different types of soil, whether it's heavily mineralized or just sand or whatever, it's going to change it. I know that. But at least this gives you a reference between the three coils of what they will do. All right, let's test out the 6-inch coil now. All right, we got it set up now, ready to go. And we'll go close here first. Got a solid signal up here close here for sure. All right, 6, 7. Well, it's going out pretty far. Just the 6-inch coil is going out far. Wow, I'm surprised. It's actually going, I'd say right at 9. You still get a solid signal at 9. And a slight signal, let's see, at maybe 10. That's 11 right there. And I'm not really hearing anything at 11. You get a slight signal at 10 and a good signal at 9. So it didn't change much. And I mean, we're just being generic here. 9 to 10. I mean, it was really a close range. I thought it would have been more of a range where you hear just a little bit, like out to 12 or something, but no. 10, 9's a solid. So 9, I'm going to say 9 for a solid signal and 10 for shaky signal here, scratchy signal. So that's on the 6-inch coil. It actually went deeper than I thought. It was only like an inch off from the 11-inch coil on the 6-inch, but you're not covered as much ground. That's the one thing you miss out on that. Is it goes pretty deep, but it's not covered as much ground. All right, let's go over here to the 15-inch coil and see what that thing will do. I'm really curious to see how it's going to match up against these two. All right, now we got the 15-inch coil. I'm hoping this one will go a little bit deeper. We all want the big coils to go deep, right? And cover more ground. So let's check it out right now. All right, we got the 15-inch hooked up there. Here we go. Let's start off nice and close. Whoa, nice and loud up here. Well, 8 inches, nice and loud at 8. 10, 9. 10, nice and loud. Well, it's on the dial right about, I say 11. It's only going about 11. You still get a good solid number at 11. Right on 11 is still giving me bouncing on the 30. So that's still pretty decent right there. So let's see how far now. How far can we go out and still get a iffy signal? Still get an iffy signal at 12, 13. If I'm in an area, colonial area, and I'm looking to dig something, I might would still dig that. 13, 14, 15. I'm still getting a signal at 15, 16. About 16 is where I start to lose. 16, that's pretty good. And a good solid signal. 11. 12. Still get 12. I say 12 on the solid and 16 on the iffy signal, sketchy signal. 12 to 16. All right, let's write that down and check it out. All right, as you know, there's a reason for every one of these coils. Just let's do a couple examples here. The 15-inch coil. That's a nice coil. I just got that. I hadn't used it but one time, but I think I'm going to really like it. One thing, if I was covering this area, this counter, how long would it take me to cover this coil? Basically, almost 2 swipes, I can cover this entire counter right here. Done. What if I had this 6-inch coil? How long would it take me? You know, it's going to take me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's going to take me 7 or 8 turns to cover this entire counter. So if you're looking to cover a large area, that is going to be the coil. And deep, I think that's going to be the ticket right there. But what if you're in a real mineralized place? We got a lot of nails and mess everywhere. You know, when you use a 15-inch coil, you might get a mixed signal. Hopefully you'll get a little hit on that middle thing in the middle of the nails. And the reason why you might is because there's a double D coil here. If you notice, it's actually got 2 coils that run in here. One comes around here like this in the shape of a D, and another one in the shape of a D. That's 2 coils in that right there. And what that does for you, I'm going to show a picture right here on that shows you the double D coil actually shoots a signal out a little tighter than a concentric coil. A concentric coil just has 1 loop going around versus a double D, which has 2. Well, the concentric coil puts out a bigger signature where you might get the hit with the nail and the coin. So you might get canceling each other out. With this one, you move it back and forth, you should be able to get to that coin. So we can come over here and hopefully go like that. And that little signal in the center should hit it. That's why these double D coils are better for places that you got a lot of trash in here, you know. So anyway, and all 3 of these are actually double D coils, actually. So we'll get a little tighter signal. The processor, the computer's trying to analyze in that band versus like a concentric coil. So hopefully it gets a little better. So anyway, but you know, when you get this little coil though, and you're in one of these areas, you will have no problem at all. I mean, it will cover. That's all it'll see. It won't even see a nail. You know, so you know, in a really tight nail, trashy area, looking for good stuff. This guy here might work too, but you got to cover. It doesn't cover as much ground as one of these, so everyone has their own reason. this 11 inches is definitely a good all-around coil, you know, for general use on the ground. Once you hit something really hot, then you might want to go to this one. So anyway, I like that little test. I just like to kind of know what I'm doing and what these different coils are doing for me out there in the field, so I know which one to switch to and all. And that kind of helped me out analyze them. I hope it helps you all out too, to kind of just see what each one of them does. It is an air test, and I know that, but it does give you a relationship between the three, even though once you introduce a mineralized soil in there, it's going to completely change everything. I'll actually I got another little sheet up here that shows sometime, and I'll put it on the side right there. What the mineralization does to it, it definitely can reduce it right down to half or anything. I mean, you won't go nowhere near as deep when you get real mineralized. But if you get a soil that's aerated and all, you might be similar to an air type thing. But in sandy soil, wet soil completely change it. It's hundreds of different types of soil, so you really couldn't test every type of soil. So this is just one way we can do a quick test to get a relationship between all three coils. All right, I think that's going to do it. I appreciate everybody coming along. Please click like, comment below, share, and subscribe to the Gigmaster. All right, thanks for coming along.